Welcome everyone to this YouTube channel. Today I'm especially recording this video for all the people who are working in corporate, working as an employee, working as an engineers, or working as entrepreneurs, but they cannot communicate effectively. And there are of course fundamental reasons to that. So I remember I was speaking to one of my friend yesterday and I wanted to understand from his brain what are those some common challenges that actually occurs while you communicate and how do they impact you on a day-to-day basis, and what is it that you can improve if you get your communication fixed, if you are able to communicate your mind, if you're able to communicate effectively. I was surprised to know some of the challenges that he shared with me are actually common among most of the people who are working in corporate. So the number one challenge that he shared with me, it is actually a menace, is that because of the fact that you're not able to communicate properly and you do all the hard work. So you might know that there is a back end and a front end in all the corporate world. Like back end is where the people are coding, developing and doing all the real hard work, and front end is where the leaders and the people who can communicate effectively are the people who present that work to the client, right? But the people who are actually doing the work, just because they lack communication skills, are not able to present their work to the business. And guess what? One of the feeling of guilt is that somebody else who can communicate effectively is representing the hard work that you are doing, and they are taking the due credit. In most of the scenarios in corporate, it is a reality, it happens. It has happened with me as well. And I'm sharing my real experience. So he challenges that if there is an escalation, people on the ground who are doing a lot of hard work, they do all the things to fix it, but they need someone else to communicate just because they cannot speak and represent and brand themselves and brand their work or represent their work. Number one challenge. And what are the repercussions? What are the negative impact of these challenges? Just because you cannot represent your work because of your lack of communication, the people who does it, they get the maximum appraisal. They get the promotion, they get to work with the leaders and then learn a lot of things. Their financial status also improves. The second challenge that he shared with me is that there is a lot of fear which goes around when communicating well. Even if, let's say, they are given an atmosphere, okay, let's go ahead and represent your work, they have a lot of mindset issues. The mindset number one is that what would other people think about me when I will speak? Let's say when I will speak, if I will use incorrect pronunciation, if I will say a sentence which is in past and I say this in present, let's say if I'm not able to articulate any sentence well, what would others feel? Now what happens is, instead of speaking incorrectly, they don't even speak. They hide behind the bars just because they think that what would others think? And this feeling crushes the soul. Okay. Now what is the impact? Now if you do not even speak just because you feel that you will speak incorrectly and others will form different perception of you, how would you make mistakes? As a human, we all make mistake. Nobody is perfect, right? We all make mistake. If we have this mindset that okay, if I'll make mistake, I'll be silly for some time, but I will save myself being silly for the lifetime. I will get feedback and I will improve upon that. So this is one of the menace that people think that somebody will judge them, so let's not speak. The second challenge that he shared with me. The third challenge that he shared with me was that there are a lot of hurdles. People come into comfort zone. They think that there is not even a need to improve the communication because that they can live on the professional skill that they have. Remember, I was actually reading this book by Simon Sinek, and he said that communicators are leaders and leaders are communicators. It is not that you don't want to grow to a leadership position. It is not a fact. It is not a reality that you don't want growth in your life. Everybody loves growth, but nobody wants to come out of the comfort zone. So if you are someone who is in your comfort shell, you're comfortable, you don't want to come out of the comfort zone, then you would not get the future positions, the leaders positions that they that the company is looking for good candidate for. So if you really want to grow in your life, personally, professionally, you have to come out of the comfort zone. I cannot emphasize on this particular fact enough, and it is not only applicable to communication, but it is applicable to all walks of life. So I hope these 3 pain points that one of my friends shared with me, if you would have been able to relate with these 3 points, if you are also struggling with these challenges in your life with respect to not being able to communicate effectively, not being able to represent your work, you need somebody else to go ahead and talk about your work, you do not speak just because you fear what would happen, what they will think about me, and you are just in your comfort zone thinking that everything will fall into place without even taking action, do message me. I would love to share my experience with you, and I would love to help you. I'm going to end this video right here, right now, but I would love to have your feedback. What kind of videos do you need from me? Whether it is on leadership, whether it is on changing the mindset, whether it is on communication, whether it is improving the personality. I would love if you could provide the feedback into the comment section, and would love to hear from you, and would love to make those videos which are aligning towards your feedback. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. See you next week with another video. Take care.